Hi, I'm Kit Murphy. I'm the Associate Provost for Curriculum and Liberal Learning at the College of New Jersey. Just want to start it off by saying how congratulations on being accepted to TCNJ. We're so excited. Can't wait to see you on campus in the fall. So congratulations again. I want to chat with you a little bit about the Liberal Learning Program, which is the core of the undergraduate TCNJ education. But first, I want to just mention a little bit about this opening slide here. These are for students from the first seminar section called The Arts as a Force for Social Change. The first seminar is the course you take the first semester at TCNJ. And these students collected non-recyclable plastics and then used them to create this piece of art that shows a transition from an ocean polluted by plastics to one free of plastics. And so this is just an example of some of the exciting things that you can do and experience in the liberal learning program at TCNJ. Now, most of you are probably thinking a lot about your major. Most of you have been accepted into a major at TCNJ. Some of you are coming in undeclared, but you'll end up choosing a major, and you're probably thinking about what majors you might want to be in already. And this is a really important aspect of your TCNJ education. And I think a lot of you have probably settled on particular majors because of the connection to particular careers. And so choosing a major and to help you get a great career is a really good reason for picking a major. So let's kind of take a look a little bit about what it is that employers want. You know, how do you have to prepare yourself for your career? A study of over 1,000 different employers across the United States found that only about 16% of them want new employees who just have field-specific knowledge and skills. That is, just the skills and knowledge that they would get out of a major. About a third of them actually just want new employees who have broad ranges of skills and knowledge across multiple fields, and they don't want any specialization. But the majority, 55%, want both. They want new employees who have field-specific knowledge and then skills in a broad range of fields. And so when we look across this, 84% of employers, the vast majority of employers, want students who have knowledge and skills from a broad field. They don't want just specialized individuals. And 93% of the employers agree that being able to think critically, communicate clearly, and solve complex problems is actually more important than having any particular undergraduate major. Google did a study of the qualities of their top employees. So they identified their top employees and then looked at what qualities they had that made them successful. And at the top of the list, amazingly, is to be a good coach, followed by communicating and listening well, possessing insights into others, including those who have different perspectives and points of view, having empathy towards and being supportive of one's colleagues, being a good critical thinker, being able to problem solve, and then being able to make connections across complex ideas. And at the bottom of the list was, surprisingly, their expertise in science, technology, engineering, and math. So when you think about going and working for a company like Google, you would think that having expertise in these areas would provide an advantage. But what they found was that that was not the most important attribute in their top employees. So given this is what employers want and what makes individuals successful, how is TCNJ going to prepare you? Well, of course, your major is going to prepare you. It's going to give you those skills that will be necessary to do well in your career. But also the liberal learning program is going to be very important in preparing you for your career. And so I'm showing the liberal learning program overlapping with your major because so you'll take courses that are satisfy both major and liberal learning requirements. Liberal learning is TCNJ's general education program. It's called liberal learning not because we're trying to make you politically liberal. Far from that. We're trying to teach you how to think, not what to think. But the liberal comes from liberty. And so the pursuit of liberty requires a liberal arts education. And then this is going to be the core of your TCNJ education. It's the common academic experience of undergraduates at TCNJ. So you got your major, you got your liberal learning. Liberal learning is about a third of your requirements. The remainder are your electives, and some of you will use those electives to complete a minor. Then you're going to have co and extracurricular activities that happen along with and outside of your class. And these are going to go to give you the skills and knowledge experience that constitute your TCNJ degree. Now, liberal learning is going to play an important part in this, and especially in terms of preparing you for your career. Remember, 84% of employers want new employees that have a broad range of knowledge across multiple fields. And so at TCNJ, you're going to get that through the liberal learning program. The major is going to give you that expertise in a specific field, and liberal learning is going to give you the skills across multiple fields. And then a lot of those attributes that Google found to be in their high-performing employees are ones that you're going to get through liberal learning: communication, insight into others, empathy, critical thinking, problem solving, and connecting across complex ideas. So liberal learning is going to play a key role in preparing you for your career. So once you graduate, you're going to go out and get a job. And these days, college graduates end up having an average of 3 jobs in the first 5 years. So what you learn in college isn't going to be everything. You're going to have to continue to learn. You're going to have to be nimble and agile. And there's a lot coming down the road here, new technologies, new issues. We're going to have things in our lives that we didn't have before, and you're going to have to adapt to those, learn how to use those, learn how to use them effectively and ethically. And so one of the things that liberal learning is going to deliver is it's going to teach you how to be a lifelong learner. It's going to give you skills in finding new knowledge, evaluating knowledge, and using it appropriately and ethically. And liberal learning is going to help you address many of the difficult issues that we have in society. And there are lots of those. Just got examples of 4 of them here. There's homelessness, we have climate change, inequity, and right now we are dealing with a really major issue, COVID-19. And COVID-19 is having a huge impact on our lives. And we're all now restrained. That's why you're seeing me in my house and not my office. We can't travel around. We can't go to restaurants. We can't go to the gym. We can't interact. We have to keep social distance. Now, eventually, we expect that the pandemic is going to reduce, and we're going to start thinking about lifting those restrictions. But when should we do that? Now, this is a complex question, and it takes multiple perspectives to answer. It's going to depend in part on how effective these restrictions are. If they're really effective, we might want to leave them in place a little bit longer. If they're not very effective, we might think about lifting them and replacing them with others. How soon are we going to have effective treatments and vaccines? If we have effective vaccines, then maybe we don't need to do as much social distancing. But the longer we keep these restrictions in place, the bigger the impact it's going to be on the economy. People have lost their jobs. We're going to have to rely on unemployment. So big impacts on the economy. So maybe we should lift the restrictions sooner so that the economy recovers more quickly. Maybe some people should be able to go back and work so that they have an income that they're missing right now. Who decides what's more important? What is more important? Is it reducing the disease and reducing fatalities, or allowing people not to have the economic impacts? How do we decide those? So answering these questions is just a part of trying to determine how we should lift the coronavirus restrictions. And if we think about the kinds of areas and disciplines that would answer those questions, it's varied ones. It's science, it's economics, it's philosophy, moral ethics, and a number of other considerations which we haven't even listed here. Now, your major is probably going to give you insight into one of the questions associated with any sort of major issue, the coronavirus restrictions. I'm almost certain of that, but none of you have a major that can address all of it. And so to graduate with the ability to address these issues, you need to complete the liberal learning program so you can have the knowledge and skills in these different areas. And this is true for all these issues. These are issues you're going to face more, and you're going to be the ones that are going to solve these issues. You're the next generation. You're going to be the college graduates. People are going to look for you to solve these issues. You're either going to be directly involved in them, or you're going to be working on them in your community, or you're going to be having to decide what person, a representative or mayor or council person to elect in order to deal with these issues. And so you're going to have to be informed at the ballot box about these issues. And so liberal learning is going to provide you with the perspectives you need to address these issues directly or indirectly. The liberal learning program is also going to challenge you to think about ideas differently. It's going to give you different perspectives. You'll be able to look at ideas in new ways that you hadn't before. And the liberal learning program is also going to help you better understand what it means to be a human. What should we do? How should we behave? What is ethical behavior? What is a human? How do we grapple with difficult philosophical questions? All of these are things that the liberal learning program is going to help you develop. And so your TCNJ education is really going to be a collaborative venture between the liberal learning program and your major. And what you learn in those two aspects of your education are going to provide you the success you're going to have both in college and after college in your career. It's going to help you to become an effective citizen, to improve your community. It's going to make sure you remain nimble and able to learn for the rest of your life. And it's going to provide you insight into the human experience and then let you live a more fulfilled and productive life. So if you have any questions about the liberal learning program, you can check out the website. The URL is at the bottom there. And if you have any questions, please feel free to send me an email. Be happy to answer any questions you have. Looking forward to seeing you this fall. Can't wait till you get here. Stay safe. Have a great summer and see you in the fall. Bye-bye. Take care.